Okay, let's see here. Refresh this page. Pull this up. It's so weird looking at this through my laptop instead of my iPad because I'm normally keeping tabs on it through my iPad and through the stream on my iPad instead of on my laptop. So this will be weird to deal with for a while. My charger ended up messing up, so I'm going to have to get me a new one. We've already got some people viewing us. That's nice. Hello, Texie. Welcome to the live stream. Greetings, fellow children of time and space. This is your host, Mario Shadow, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Am I sick? No. I'm glad I'm not sick. Otherwise, I wouldn't be making any content for quite some time. So, there's that. But, I was planning on doing some Dead by Daylight today, but then I remembered it's patch day in Final Fantasy XIV. So, you know what? I think I will showcase some of the new content that has came to the game today, as well as try and clear the new dungeon, the new raid, the new trial, things that will possibly take me a few hours to do, but we're going to try and do this nonetheless. So to start things off, we're going to be tackling the main scenario quests, where I need to go back to the Rising Stones and do that. So we're going to head to Mordona, and then we're going to see what happens. So without further ado, let's get started right away with today's adventure and see what's in store for us. Allons-y! Oh boy. Also, just a heads up, this is going to be played by a casual gamer. I'm not too experienced with how people would classify as a good gamer in this game. I am a casual gamer, so if you're not okay with that, I'm sorry to disappoint. Alright, first quest, old enemies, new threats. Kryl is glad for your return, though it remains to be seen if she has glad tidings to share. Oh no. I don't know why I'm not reading this out loud. I should be reading this out loud. You know what? Fuck it. We can only hope they afford us enough time for the Crystal Exarch to complete his work. If only we could go with you to the first and help. Pardon the interruption, but I come bearing urgent news. Hello. Hey, it's the Guardian! It's Maxima! A long time! Loving that new outfit! Ah, Yami, it has been far too long, my friend. Forgive me, I don't believe we have been formally introduced. Maxima, former Garlean ambassador. I remain here in Eorzea under the auspices of Commander Aldin, offering what counsel I can in the hopes of resolving the present conflict within the Empire. Ah yes, I have heard stories of a defector from Garlemald. Well, never mind that. You said you have urgent news. Indeed, as you may have heard, the Imperial capital is in turmoil, and a sizable portion of the Garlean forces have been recalled from the Gimlet Dark. With their numbers so greatly diminished, the main host of the Alliance has withdrawn, leaving the Alamegan resistance to keep watch over the border. And it is there we have welcomed the most unexpected visitor who claims that this de-escalation may bell growing dangers and unforeseen threats. What are you talking about? Commander Aldin has arranged for an impromptu meeting to discuss these revelations. He has also requested a representative of the Scions attend as well, though it was clear to whom he wished I extend this invitation. Really? You don't say! It would seem time is of the essence. Well, he'll not be attending this meeting alone. Though I am not as well versed in the affairs of city-states as our comrades, I see no reason to burden a single Scion with all this. Please do, because I wouldn't know the first thing about this kind of stuff. Yes, of course. Then we must make for the Alamegan Quarter with all haste. Well, what are you waiting for? Get going, you two! Okay, speak with Maxima at the Alamegan Quarter in the locks. Alright, so we need to head to... where? Here. I keep hating how big this area is. When in doubt, summon a cloud! Uh-oh. He hasn't loaded in. Game! There's a lot of people, I get that, but, load in the thing. Commander Aldin awaits us in the Royal Palace. If you would follow me. Yes! Quinto! Exactly! It is exactly what you think it is! He has followed me from Dragon Ball Z Kakarot! Hello, Gaius.
They're here, Commander.
And I, for one, am grateful that they are. Told you've been busy since our paths last crossed at the Gimlet Dark. Not that I understand half of it. When the Scions spoke of other worlds, I'd struggle to describe what I pictured. Mayhap things would seem clearer were I to hear the tale from your own lips. But I'm afraid the situation will not afford us that luxury. I trust you two require no introduction.
We meet again, hero of Eorzea. Must we repeat this ridiculous display? I pose no threat to you. Though what I come to warn you of very well might.
Had he meant to do us harm, I hazard he would have kept to the shadows, and brought more than 2 companions. We need not pretend to be the best of friends, but I hope we can put aside our differences for the present.
As you are doubtless aware, Sir Estinian and I cooperated to rid the world of Black Rose in your absence. Our journey together took us as far as the Imperial Palace, where we witnessed Emperor Varus meet his death at Xenos' hand. Being the sole witnesses to this crime, and in no position to defend our innocence, we were then forced to flee, each pursuing his own avenue of escape. When we were later reunited, Estinian claimed to have encountered an unfamiliar kind of machina during his flight, but to me his description seemed anything but, and upon further investigation I found that I was right. The Empire is developing a new Ultima weapon.
Wait, what?!
What, that Allagan monstrosity, created to vanquish primals, with which you yourself once thought to conquer Eorzea?
The same. In my foolishness, I sought to harness its power, and became the Ascian's pawn in so doing. But you know as well as I how that tale ended. The weapon itself, excavated from beneath this very city, was destroyed ere we could fully unravel its secrets, and that should have been the end of it. But unlikely as it sounds, the Empire's efforts to recreate it have somehow borne fruit, primarily through secret research conducted by the 7th Imperial Legion, it would seem.
Wait, the 7th was all but annihilated at Cartano, along with its legatus.
Indeed, few survived. The 7th, as it is now, has little in common with the Legion led by Vandanis, and its leadership has changed hands several times since. Precisely how this project has continued despite such turmoil, and under whose auspices, remains a mystery. What we do know, however, is that a number of prototypes have been produced, and that one of them is on its way to Eorzea. We attempted to stop it, but it was all we could do to slow its progress, so we resolved instead to bring you warning.
And right glad are we that you did, though it soundly dashed our hopes that tensions might ease at last.
As it is, we've begun to strengthen our presence in the Gimlick Dark, and are assembling a force to meet the coming threat. A force with you in its vanguard, I hope. Before you say anything, I know full well you have pressing concerns of your own. Your comrades remain in peril, and I would not ask you to forsake them. But the fact remains that you, and you alone, have faced the Ultima weapon, and emerged victorious. We need you. And so, when the time comes, if your comrades can spare you, I bid you lend us your strength. I've assigned an officer to await your word.
See, I love how they're giving us information about the new trial that we gotta do in the story, because it's like, I love how they're making it where everything is linked to the main story now. The Eden raid is linked to the main story. This trial is linked to the main story. I love that. It's not just side story stuff anymore. It's actually linked back to the main story.
The fates will enjoy the irony, even as I endure the ignominy.
I too shall make for the border and offer my skills, meager though they seem in such company. Mayhap we shall meet there anon.
Though we can ill afford to ignore the coming of a new Ultima weapon, our friend's plight grows ever more precarious, and none save you can join them in the first.
Looks like my hands are full.
I only hope you are not forced to make a choice.
Okay, as ever, the way forward is paved with difficult decisions. Lag! We can ill afford to ignore the threat of a new Ultima weapon, but with each passing day, the plight of the Scions grows ever more perilous. If you cannot stay for a debriefing on the Ultima weapon, I will not stop you. I only ask that you confer with me before returning to the first. And as we can see, that right there is going to be the quest that allows us to get the new trial, but we're not going to tackle it just yet. We'll leave that for later. We're going to continue on the main storyline first, then we'll come back to this. I take it you're ready to return to the first. Then I would ask that you apprise the others of recent events here in the source, namely Xenos' return and the development of a new Ultima weapon. As for their bodies, you may assure them Master Tomoya and I will continue doing what we can to keep their corporeal ether stable. Safe travels, Yami. I hope to see you and the other Scions soon. Alright, back to the first! To the Crystarium I go! There's so many people. Ooh, hiccups. Alright. Turn around and this way. Why is there so many people here? There's so many people right here. Let me in! Hello, friend! You've come at a most opportune time, my friend. I've made something of a breakthrough in my research on the soul, and a means to return to the Scion's home. I trust you two have been making good use of your time. So you've made a breakthrough! Does that mean you can send my friends back home? You bitch! Ill tidings from the source, you say. And I will summon the others that we might all be apprised of the situation.
Now that we are all here, what news from the source?
And nothing but silence from our character. I swear, one of these days I want to see an MMO where our character is fully voiced.
A new Ultima weapon? We must count ourselves lucky that Gaius has pledged his assistance.
While this is indeed a worrying development, I think the state of the Empire as a whole greater grounds for concern. With the Emperor slain and Xenos returned, it is impossible to predict how matters will unfold in Garlemald. The Ultima weapon may be but the first of many unpleasant surprises.
The situation beareth closer observation, of that there is no doubt, and doth compound our need to return unto the source.
Then let us address that issue. Our long search for a means to see you safely home may well be nearing its conclusion. Thanks in large part to Urianger and Beklug's invaluable insight, we have succeeded in fashioning a vessel for the journey.
We set out to create a crystalline container retaining the more useful properties of white aurosite, but without its regrettable limitations. And after a good deal of trial and error, we made one. An ark for soul and mind both that will allow your incorporeal self in its entirety to be ferried between worlds. A spirit vessel, if you will. However...
What's the problem?
Though the vessel is possessed of the requisite qualities to hold mind and memory, it wanteth yet for a means to receive of them. For that, we must needs imbue it with the Exarch's innate gift.
A gift that lives on only through the blood of the Allegan Emperors, which certainly does not flow within aurosite or any other crystal.
Just so, milady. The blood serveth as a conduit of sorts. In its absence, memory cannot pass from mind unto mind, nor from flesh unto crystal.
That being the case, we must either alter the process of inheritance so as to require no such thing, or determine a means by which my blood may permeate the vessel. I am hopeful that the records found within this tower will yield the knowledge we require to pursue one or the other of these avenues.
As well you should be. The Allegan's body of etherological research is extraordinary. I can scarce believe it the work of ages past. But its underlying principles are not so very different from those of my own field of study. Given time, we will find the answers we seek.
I know that you can ill afford to wait, and it pains me that I must ask you to do so. I can only reaffirm my promise to you that a solution will be found. Whatever it takes, I will see you safely home.
My apologies.
I do hope you haven't come to tell us that mortal peril fast approaches.
No. I had hoped to speak with the Warrior of Darkness. But there is no need to cut short your meeting on my account. I will be waiting outside.
Why not speak in here? She knows I don't mind. Unless she didn't want to.
Perhaps I might accompany you. Though I am woefully ill-qualified to assist in the Exarch's research, I may yet be of some use to Lena.
Sure thing, Elf, you know. I will take that money. Okay, let me check something right quick. My gear level is 451, and according to the patch notes, if memory serves me, both of these are going to be what? Everything it should be in my level. $440. Okay, I'm going to have to work on getting me better gear because I cannot do the... I still need to get me the Deep Shadow set. That's what I've been working on. So I'm going to have to get me new gear in order to tackle the Ruby weapon because I can't do that one. And I can't do the Eden raid until I get that as well. So what I will end up doing is trying to grind for better gear so I can actually tackle that stuff. Also, let me see here. Okay, they discontinued this, So I need to see if I can trade this for better gear. I mean, better tombstones. We will get to that, though. Wait. Oh, they just... Oh! Oh! Hold up a minute! I could actually trade this for this. And this is the actual tombstones that I needed in order to get the gear that I'm trying to get. So, what I will do before I continue this is head to... I'm going to head back to Mordona. Go ahead and trade my tombstones so I could go to Yulmore and get me some gear. I wish I could trade some of these older tombstones for newer tombstones, but it's like they're kind of useful for other classes. Well, I don't really do much with other classes in this game, so there's that. Okay, let's see here. I need to talk to you. Wait. You're new. You have the ruby weapon gear? Hold up a minute. Let me see this. Ooh. Ooh, I like that. Hold up. That's speaking to me. I actually like that. And what about the samurai blade? Because I am a samurai. Ooh. Not bad. I might have to try my hardest to get that. Dancer. More than likely, this is going to be locked behind the extreme variant of the ruby weapon, which I'm probably not going to do. So there's that. No, it's not you that I need to talk to. I need to talk to you. You'll give me 234? That's fine. Now, let's go to Yulmore. Now, I should have enough to get me the, pants piece that I need. What I try to do whenever it comes to gear, I try to get the top as well as the pants first. That way I don't have to worry about those in particular because they cost the most. This way. Too many people again. Ooh, hold up. They got new shit. Let me see here. Ew! I already hate that. I hate the turban. Let me see here. Ew! Absolutely disgusting! Yeah, I don't like this new set. I do not like this new gear set at all. No, that is absolutely disgusting. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to go and get that gear set sooner or later. 825, damn! So what I'm gonna actually have to do is grind dungeons that gives me Phantasmagoria gear. Phantasmagoria. So literally anything from the level 80 in dungeons and further gives me Phantasmagoria tombstones, as well as the duty roulette, which allows me to get some Phantasmagoria tombstones from the main scenario, which I will definitely hit up. In the meantime, back to the Crystarium and continue on with the story. There's a blue mage. Okay, a Sin Eater has been sighted in Lakeland, and I ask for your assistance in slaying it. A Sin Eater? I have heard some few yet remained after the night we had returned, but perhaps we should call the others. That will not be necessary. It is only a single Sin Eater. A simple task for our guard, I should think. That said, I believe fighting alongside the Warrior of Darkness would be a valuable experience for them. Peace can lead to complacency, and they gain nothing from an easy victory. But you do not underestimate your foes, however harmless they may seem. My men would do well to learn from your example. Let's be about it then. Excellent, then let us make for Fort Job. No, I'm not calling the live stream. It's too early. If you would wait here a moment, I will gather the others. You may not remember, but you have met these soldiers once before, though only in passing. Long if they awaited the opportunity to fight at your side. I was at death's door that day after the Sin Eaters attacked. If you and yours hadn't come along, I'd have likely stepped through, and I wouldn't have been alone. Your courage and selflessness is something we all aspire to. I too was there that terrible day. My friend was transformed to an incinerator before my very eyes, and I had no choice but to cut her down. The thought of returning to the field, of holding a blade again, it filled me with dread. But that is no way to honor her or my comrades, and so I have returned. I swear I will not let you or anyone else down from this day forward. Ooh, I like that design. A pleasure to meet you, sir. Truly. It seems like only yesterday I watched as you took flight astride an Amaro to go and save the Oracle. Strange to think that you Amoran soldiers who once locked blades are now on our side, but we will do our utmost to keep the peace here in Lakeland. We seem to be missing one. My apologies, Captain Lena. An elderly gentleman asked that I escort him to Clearmelt. It took longer than I anticipated. I'll not begrudge your desire to help those in need, but a soldier must be punctual, especially when we play host to honored guests. It won't happen again. The name's Thaler. I'm sure you don't remember, but we met once before in the infirmary. I asked you to deliver a message to the Exarch and the Warrior of Darkness. Little did I know I was already talking to him. Don't give up, don't give in. I'll keep those words close to my heart, and the boundless beautiful skies about serve as a reminder of their importance. My friend got to see the knight's return shortly before he passed. He left this world with a smile, satisfied with a glimpse of what was to come. Fuck you, Rain! But there are countless others who weren't so fortunate. They gave their lives for the promise of a future they'll never know, and so it falls to us to do everything we can to fulfill that promise. No matter what happens, we won't give up. We won't give in. My character was just dumbfounded. Your heroism has inspired all of our guard- Oh, shit! Our scouts at the northern staging point have not had the pleasure of meeting you in person. Let us not keep them waiting. Oof. Far away. Okay, looks like we got a cutscene here. Is it dead already?
Did you slay this eater? Your orders were to await the main force before engaging.
No, Captain. It wasn't us, I swear it. The man came out of nowhere and cut it down before we knew what was happening.
By himself. Certainly it is no light warden, but nevertheless.
It's true. Felled it with a single swing of his axe, he did. Never seen anything like it.
Axe?
So I says to him, who are you, the warrior of bleeding darkness? And he says, no, I'm a warrior of light. And that was it. Buggered off as quick as he came.
A warrior of light? Why would someone go around calling himself that, though? It was those bastards who caused the flood. I mean, if you were going to pretend to be anyone, it'd be him, the Warrior of Darkness.
Eh? Oh, I didn't know. It's an honor.
Since the Eater is no longer a threat, our work here is done. Return to your posts.
No, I was hoping to fight! But really?
I had hoped to fight
Someone
at your
going,
side today.
going around
But
calling
I'll continue
themselves
to
a
follow
warrior
your
of light.
example, and may we
In
meet
this
again.
world?
I apologize for the wasted journey. It seems I overestimated the threat. As for this warrior of light, I do not know who would be brazen enough to take that mantle for his own. Whatever it may once have meant, it is forever tainted by the association with the Flood. The Exarch told me the truth of Ardbert and his comrades' deeds, and I am aware they played some part in your own triumph. But to most, they are synonymous with the calamity that befell this world. Still, if this man is minded to destroy Sin Eaters, I may forgive him his unfortunate choice of alias. But that is neither here nor there. I thank you for accompanying me.
With that concluded, shall we return to the Crystarium? There is a proposal I should like to make.
Forgive me. There is one more thing. A personal concern of mine. I had hoped you might have a moment to speak privately.
Take your time. I shall go on ahead.
I will not mince words. This matter concerns the Exarch. Though his countenance belies his age, his demeanor never has. He has seen more than any man should and grown ever more weary with time. But I see I give the wrong impression. While it is true he attempted to open a letter with his salmon fillet the other evening, we are not here because I suspect his mind is deteriorating. Nor do I believe him to be so maddeningly unconcerned by the prospect of his own death as he once was. Indeed, the opposite is true. It is for this reason that I seek your advice. Since he returned from the Tempest, the Exarch is not as he was. He seems a different man. A younger man. I know not the details of his research, but when I saw him at work recently, there was a glint in his eye that I had never seen before. He looked happy. It was as if he had peered into the future and for the first time found joy there. Though it gladdens me to see him thus, I wonder if I should not keep my distance. I fear that my presence will only anchor him to the past, remind him of all the pain that came before. Are you sure? Then perhaps we might remain as we were. As we have always been. What a relief. In that case, I will have to speak with him about the amount of time he is spending at work. This research is important, I know, but if he refuses to consider his own health, I will have to consider it for him.
Aww. Her mind at ease, Lena is ready to return to her duties. I will not keep you. You and your comrades have much to discuss. I will see the others back to their posts. So many people. Okay, where is this wanting me to go? Back to the Crystarium? Yes, it is. Oh dear, this weather is not kind to me. I've been yawning all day long. Oh, I see a friend! Aw. Well, that saddens me that they just vanished. All these people here, why? Most of them are level 80, but I do see a couple that are in their 70s. Maybe it's a quest here? There's gotta be some sort of quest marker here. The level 71 is probably just getting here for the first time. Yoink. Elfino! The others were quite shocked to hear of what we found in Lakeland, but now that you're here, there is a proposal I should like to make. I wonder what he has to say. I have been spending a great deal of time in the Cabinet of Curiosity, and of late I have noted more and more people perusing books on history, the years leading up to the Flood in particular. I suspect they wish to know more about the Warriors of Light, as well they should, but nearly everything I've come across describes them as Sin Eaters or worse. Regardless of whether or not this Warrior of Light is who they claim to be, I worry that their sudden appearance, in conjunction with this renewed interest in their predecessors, may lead to growing unrest and fear. If the people of the Crystarium seek the truth, I say we give it to them. I too can attest to the falsehoods found within full many of the Cabinet's tomes, with nary a mention of the noble deeds of Ardbert and his comrades. To be fair, they bear some responsibility for the Flood, but when the tale is told again and again over the course of a century, I am not surprised to see their roles distorted and them painted as villains. Were it not for the records stored within the Crystal Tower, I would have had no reason to question the narrative. Unfortunately, that knowledge was of no use, for when I arrived here in the first, their reputation had already been irreparably tarnished. That said, there still remain those who worked tirelessly to defend their good name in those early days following the Flood. Considering all the good they had done, I find it a wonder they needed defended at all. They brought to justice the man who misused my knowledge to bring about the fall of Vobert. That such heroes could be spoken of in the same breath as Sin Eaters is absurd. It's true. Under normal circumstances I would agree, but as time passed, those who knew firsthand of their deeds dwindled. In the end, only one truth remained, that they were the cause of the Flood. With the world on the brink of oblivion, it was all too easy for the Warriors of Light to become villains deserving only of resentment and hate. At that point, the truth mattered little. It would not change their lot. Thanks to all of you, however, their lot has changed, and now they may heed the long-forgotten truth. You claimed it was Ardbert who helped you overcome Emmett Selk, correct? Such a revelation would do well to sway the hearts of those who knew him only as a villain. I have shared this with a select few, but one and all must be told of his sacrifice. To that end, I say we proceed with Alphinaud's plan. We call together the people of the Crystarium and recount to them the true tale of the Warriors of Light, and the flood that followed in their wake. Well, what say you, Yami? I got two options! This one sounds like me if I was wanting to be a jackass, but, spread the word, I say! I'm not gonna pick that other one, because that would be too much of me being a jackass! They were all of one mind on the matter. Good. Exarch, might I ask you to continue working with Beck Luke on our means of returning home? The rest of us will see to gathering the people of the Crystarium and the etc. We have to reach out to anyone and everyone who might be willing to lend an ear. With any luck, word will spread and more will accompany them. Many places to go! Speak with the people of the Crystarium. There's a total of 5 locations to go to. Luckily there's one right here, but the others are in all over the place. First things first, Chesamil. Yami, my, what a wonderful surprise. Though I hope your being here doesn't mean someone's been hurt. Thanks to you, I've had far fewer patients coming through my door of late, which is a shame, come to think of it. I've had fewer opportunities to test my new medicines. That wasn't funny. I jest, of course. It's actually been quite pleasant to have a few moments to myself now and again. The truth about the Warriors of Light, but the Exarch has already spoken with me about them. Well, if there's more to the tale, I'd very much like to hear it. If I'm correct, there should be a flight of stairs over here. Yep. Yoink! Ow. Well, what a coincidence. I was just reading over a letter I received from Grendel not long ago. He says a visitor from the Crystarium found him at the bottom of the ocean, and that he inspired him to reach new artistic heights. Well, I can only think of one person capable of both feats, though I'd say the latter is far more impressive. To think fate could bring the two of you together in such a place. I'm sorry, you mean the Exarch didn't tell us the whole story of the Warriors of Light? Well, whatever he's left unsaid, I'm all ears. Aw, I can't jump down. Where is this at? The Cabinet of Curiosity? What's that? Oh, no! No! Fuck you! Fuck you! I know what you are! Fuck you! You're in the market area. So, I need a crystal. Where's the crystal? There's the crystal. Loading screen of doom! Please hurry the fuck up! Come to browse wares in the market, have you? Well, I can guarantee you'll have no trouble finding what you need, whatever it may be. Under Yulmore's new leadership, trade has never been more prosperous. Word is that fellow from Daedalus Stoneworks has taken over as mayor. Did he really? Little wonder business is booming the way it is. I imagine it won't be long before all of Novrant reaps the benefits. But you've not come to talk about the market. Something on your mind? I see. The Exarch did mention they had something to do with your returning the knight to Novrant. Alright, consider my interest piqued. Well, well, to what do I owe the pleasure? Whatever it is, I must ask you to be brief. With the night return, visitors have been flocking to the Crystarium, and I find myself too busy by half. I don't mind it, though. Seeing the stairs so full of life and excitement, one can almost forget the flood ever happened. The Warriors of Light. Yes, the Exarch has mentioned them before, but everyone knows them now as the Cardinal Virtues. Or are you suggesting there's more to it than that? Well, you've yet to steer us wrong, so I'm willing to hear what you have to say. The last one's in the Cabinet of Curiosity. I could teleport there from a crystalline mean, I think. Nope, actually the crystal means up. Cabinet of Curiosity would be the one I need to go to. Ugh. Seeing the Mistraling Wanderer over there is just, it bothers me. For those that don't know, I've had bad history with the Mistral Ballad trials. Very bad history with them. I think to this day I haven't completed all of them, so I'm probably not going to. But I do know for a fact that this one is probably me unlocking the Mistral Ballad for Hades, which was the level 80 trial that we got for the new expansion. So that's probably something that's never going to come to pass. Yep. Requiem for a Hero. His homeland lost to memory. Through eons did he strive. Dark masks he wore, fell plots he hatched, to keep vain hope alive. Until the end that fateful day when shadow clashed with light, true name revealed his dying wish. Remember us as we fade into night. A most challenging subject to put into words, indeed. And yet I could take some small solace in knowing that the entirety of the tale, in all its tragic and terrible glory, will live on within you. I must say, I find it quite fascinating how this Emmett Selk chose to reveal his true name on the verge of the battle that would prove to be his downfall. I am reminded that the Knights Blessed have a similar tradition, in which they conceal their true names outside of rare occasions. such as funerals. What significance might the act of announcing his true name have carried for him? A matter to ponder, perhaps, should you wish to fully grasp the nature of your foe, of the shadow to your light. The Minstrel's Ballad, Hades' Elegy, now accessible. I mean, granted, I did just unlock it, so I do have it to play, but I don't see myself doing it because I'm not that confident in my skills as a samurai to do these harder and these high-end trials and whatnot. That's just how I see it. Ah, a library! My weakness! No, this can't be. Surely there is at least one book here that does not cast the warriors of light and their deeds in such a negative light. No! Oh, Yami, forgive me. The Cabinet of Curiosity has been bustling with visitors of late, but I fear a repository lacks for the knowledge they seek. The people wish to know the truth of the flood, of the warriors of light. I have searched high and low, but alas, every account portrays them as no better than sin-eaters, abominations worthy only of scorn and resentment. I know they were not always judged so harshly, yet I could find no proof, and I dare call myself a librarian. You would address the people and tell them the truth of the warriors of light, of the flood. How wonderful! You have regaled me with the tale once before, but I should love to hear it again. Oh, and you may be assured I will not come alone. So where is Alfino? Oh! So that's where, why everyone is there. Closest teleport would be the Dussel Gate. Can't even see Alfredo. There you are. Between the four of us, I dare say we've swept the Crystarium from top to bottom. Now we need but wait for the people to gather.
Yes, this looks to be nearly everyone. Let us begin, shall we? Though I am usually the first to hold forth at such events, I think on this occasion that honor should fall to you.
Me?
They would be more inclined to take the word of the Warrior of Darkness.
Indeed. In light of the subject matter, who better than thee to speak these truths?
The Warriors of Light did all that?
So they never... I mean, they only ever wanted to help. And when everything they'd done turned to ash, they still carried on.
They gave everything to stop the flood. First their lives, then their souls. And they managed it too, in the end. They saved us. And we cursed their names.
This should go a long way towards clearing the air.
Wait. Huh? I bet.
Impossible.
You can see him too?
I definitely see something. You don't think it's a ghost, do you?
Nay. Yonder standeth no bloodless apparition, but a warrior of light and darkness both. Ardbert.
What in the world?
It's you! The one who slew the Eater!
That it should be the warrior of darkness who brought the truth to light. You've saved me a fair bit of time. Though I have a few words of my own to say, if I may.
But, how? You're dead!
People of the Crystarium! I am Ardbert. One of those you know as a warrior of light.
But you're dead!
That's impossible. You should be dead.
Aye, that I should. But as the world has been given new life, so too have I. I know not why I, and I alone, have been gifted this chance. But I do know this. Only by the will of the star itself could such a miracle come to pass.
Something's off.
The hero who stands before you now, the warrior of darkness, is not of this world. And the day will come when he must return to his home.
Why would you...
But this land is our home. And if it is to remain so, now and forevermore, it is we who must protect it. The time to rely on saviors from afar has passed. It is you who must rise. You who must become the new warriors of light.
What? Us? Warriors of Light?
Something's wrong here.
None of us were born heroes, my friend. I was only ever a man with a thirst for adventure. But wherever my journeys took me, I was invariably confronted with the same choice. To lend what aid I could to those in need, or not. And I always chose the former. Any one of you could do the same. All you need is the will to help your fellow man, and the resolve to see it through.
Something is so very wrong here.
From thine own lips did we learn of Ardbert's fate, and by thy countenance I gather thou art not inclined to recant thy testimony. Yet whosoever this man may be, his words hold truth and resonate with the citizenry besides. For us to voice our doubts here and now would serve but to sow disquiet. 'Twere better we retired under the ocular and there discuss this matter in private.
Go. I will stay here and watch.
There's no way that he could have came back to life. From how it looked like he was able to pass on.
So, that is a warrior of light of the First. I've not had the pleasure of making his acquaintance, but as you all seem to be in agreement, I gather this is no simple case of mistaken identity.
As far as I was able to discern, that was indeed Ardbert. It has been a long time, but not that long. Could he truly have been resurrected as he claims?
No. Absolutely not.
Ardbert did entrust his very soul unto thee. I see no reason to question thy judgment.
Nor I. To my eyes, your ether burns as brightly as the day you slew Emmett Selk. That is proof that he is with you still.
Yet that which standeth now before the people is far more than a passing imitation. I am reminded of the cardinal virtues, though a sin-eater he is not. Which leaveth but one plausible explanation.
What you gotta say, Oriange? What?
That he is an Ascian.
Given their fondness for posthumous possession, I would have to agree. From what I understand, the Warriors of Light were laid to rest in Yulmore by those whom they had aided in life. At the time, some few still remembered them as heroes. Needless to say, 4 of them were subsequently exhumed to serve as the Virtues. And if one knew where to look, Ardbert too would not have been difficult to find.
Assuming then that this is indeed the work of an Ascian, my mind inevitably turns to the last remaining paragon to survive the Sundering.
Elidibus.
So, Elidibus, huh?
That Xenos hath reclaimed his own flesh is known. Thus evicted from his borrowed form, and cognizant no doubt of Emmett Selk's failure here in the First, 'tis quite possible the emissary chose Ardbert for his next vessel.
Inhabiting the flesh of the fallen? Why, that is unsavory. And they do this often, you say?
Verily, for they possess no corporeal forms of their own. In what one may term their natural state, none save those gifted with the echo can perceive them. Indeed, when Elidibus intruded upon the waking sands, his presence did go unmarked by all save Minfilia and the Warrior of Light. On that occasion, I myself remained ignorant of his coming until after his departure. It was only at a later juncture, when he deigned to appear before me in borrowed flesh, that I was finally able to take the measure of him. In such puppetry do the Ascians engage when they seek to influence the course of history.
And they have gained much by it. Emmett Selk single-handedly built the Garlean Empire in this manner, while the Hebrea came close to conquering Eorzea, having taken possession of Thancred's living body.
Yet it must needs be noted that the Ascians cannot avail themselves of all mortal vessels. For were they able to do so, none would serve as a better pawn than our own redoubtable champion.
So true! They can't get control of me.
Mayhap the blessing of light shieldeth Hydaelyn's chosen from Ascian influence. Or mayhap other forces are at work. We cannot say for certain.
Whatever the reason, I hope it holds true. I dare not contemplate what might come to pass otherwise.
Is it not peculiar, then, that Ardbert's mortal remains should be susceptible, given that he was once a warrior of light? Or did the final departure of his soul make it possible, perhaps? Regardless, to hear an Ascian use him to call forth new warriors of light boggles the mind.
Elidibus hath ever been an enigma, his ostensible purpose being to preserve the balance between light and dark. When he made overtures towards me, however, I was afforded a glimpse behind the mask of the self-appointed emissary. I shall not defend mine actions, undertaken in pursuit of a better understanding of our foe as either wise or prudent. Nevertheless, what little I did glean may now prove useful. Elidibus possesseth a subtle mind, practiced in the art of manipulation. That he coaxed this star's most valiant heroes as far as the source with naught save half-truths is no trifling feat. And now I believe he doth employ his skills once more to some as yet unknown end. Though naught is certain, should my suspicions prove true, we shall have need of all our wits if we are to uncover and thereafter thwart his plot.
Agreed. 'Tis plain that simply speaking out against him will not avail us. At best, it would only serve to confuse the people. And I would hesitate to do anything which might tarnish Ardbert's reputation once more, nor yours by association. That being the case, it may be wise to keep a covert eye on this Ardbert's movements, as we attempt to discern his purpose and how best to mitigate his influence.
His performance appears to have concluded. What now? Go back out and follow him?
Twould appear Master Alphino already hath pursuit in mind, and I suspect one pair of eyes shall better serve our cause than half a dozen. Let the rest of us maintain an inconspicuous distance, for the present at least.
I actually completely forgot about Elidibus. What is he up to? Asleep disturbed. With furrowed brow, the Crystal Exarch deliberates your next move. Alright then. You did well to dispel the falsehood surrounding the Warriors of Light and their actions prior to the Flood, though I must say the reappearance of Ardbert, or rather one who appropriated his identity, was a rather curious development. He is an impostor, of that there is no doubt, but to the masses he will appear as a hero returned from the grave. After the Warriors of Light were laid to rest in Yulmore, the people prayed fervently for the gods to deliver them from their plight. Prayed that these fallen heroes to be born again for their sacrifices. What bitter irony. I, for one, would like know why Ardbert urged the people to become warriors of light themselves. Ere we take action, we must needs ascertain his intent. Let us pray that Master Alphino returneth soon with that most essential knowledge. For now, I think it best to apprise Thancred and Reen of our efforts. When we do confront Oddbutt, we shall no doubt have need of their strength. Agreed. I think it prudent we all take measures to prepare for what's to come. Beckluke and I will continue our research into how we might improve the spirit vessel, that it might one day carry you home. Then I think it time I return to the Great Wood. Until now, everything we have learned of the Ascians have been handed to us at their leisure, but that was one of Emmett Selk's unique failings. I have no reason to think Elidibus will be as forthcoming. Fortunately, I recently received word from Fano that heretofore unexplored chambers have been discovered deep within the Katana rabble. Almet believes the relics within tell of a great calamity that befell an ancient civilization, that of the Ascians perhaps. They may lead us to the truths we seek. Would you care for company? I wouldn't dream of going without you. When you are ready, make for Fano. Almet and her sisters will be expecting us. Then let us be about our tasks. Pray give my regards to the V's. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh dear. Welcome, allies of Ronka. We have accomplished much since last you came. With the Light Warden dead and his minions dispersed, we have at last reclaimed our hunting grounds near Rakitika Falls. It was there that we discovered more ruins. Although we ran afoul of no traps while exploring his halls, we determined that the innermost chambers were warded by magic. We all were in agreement. Before any investigation could proceed, you should be summoned. We are grateful that you did. From what you have told me, I strongly suspect that the wisdom my comrades and I seek can be found within. The wisdom could prove invaluable, for we may soon face a foe whose greatest asset is our ignorance. I see. Then it is good that you have come, for Ronka was once home to the greatest of weapons, knowledge and understanding. Yes, knowledge is power. And it is our duty to ensure you and yours do not want for either. That said, we must proceed with caution. To have reached the inner chambers unmolested suggests a more formidable deterrent yet lies within. Come now, surely any threats sleeping within the ruins pale in comparison to those we have faced thus far. This is not a game, sister. You should not be so eager to run headlong into danger. She's smiling. Oh, and who was it pining for the return of our allies that we might venture into the ruins, clutching her staff at night, wishing it were... You promised not to tell! And I suggest we be going. Get back here! Remind me, exactly how old are you and your sisters? On second thought, perhaps it's for the better, I do not know. Pray forgive their overzealous nature. None save we three have been privileged to escort you and yours into the ruins and bear witness to its secrets. Their hearts now burn with a curiosity that is not easily satiated. Please, you needn't apologize. As a seeker of knowledge myself, I understand full well their enthusiasm. And if not for your sedulous efforts to protect the ruins, we would not be afforded this opportunity. Speaking of which, I believe I've kept you away from the ruins long enough. Come, let us make for the Kitana rabble. Come, Flying Nimbus! Let's see here. Ooh! We got our first instance! Okay! I keep forgetting about the music in the Raktika Greatwood and how good it sounds! It is most strange for these halls to be left unguarded. Have care when breaking the seal on the chamber door. Danger surely awaits us on the other side.
Come. Our new discoveries are to be found this way.
The people of Ronka are known to have venerated animals, but these features do not match those of any indigenous species. This is no common beast. Though that much is plain from its proportions.
Lifelike, is it not? One could almost imagine it breathed.
Why? Why? Why is that even necessary? God, they're children.
This owl, by contrast, seems no different from the others we've seen.
Something tells me do not touch
The
it.
sealed door lies ahead.
Somehow I get the feeling that thing's gonna move. I am calling it now.
As you see, one statue is missing. I expect we are meant to replace it as before.
Don't touch the owl.
Too simple. There will be some additional defense mechanism.
Yeah, that!
Just a moment. There are words carved into the stone. He who would disturb a hero's deserved slumber shall instead waken the beast and know his folly. Wait! Don't!
What? But I only... What is happening?
You woke it up.
Oh no, oh no. Oh no, oh no, it lives!
Why am I not surprised? Prepare yourselves.
I will admit, though, it is a cool design. Huh? Teleportation magics. Huh? Okay. So you turned them into cards. Please tell me this is not, Luxor 2.0. No, not even Luxor 2.0, 3.0. Ugh! You trespass, mortal, upon sacred ground. In retribution, 4 souls have I bound. Yet to heroes proven learned and wise, a comrade's soul shall be their prize. Oh god, don't tell me this is a sphinx. If it would see their set free answers to meet these riddles 3, fuck you, it's a sphinx! Deft of paw, with kin do I vie, though sort of part betterment of the whole do our efforts to cry, what am I? It's this one. It said deft of paw, so it's this one. What? Oh, well, fuck you then. Okay, so it was the monkey. With fearsome fang I travel with pack. Together we find harmony, and thus for peace our land does not lack. What am I? Travels in a pack. Wolf. I've already failed, so I need to, On my belly do I crawl, by my strength does prosperity reign within our hall. What am I? That's the snake! That's... you. Desire you that which I acclaimed, and we shall play another game. A test of mind and memory. Choose wisely, and you all may yet go free. Memory games! Ugh! Twixt these talismans hide friend and foe. Choose your companions well, or sorrow no. Excuse me? Okay, that one's just Stola. nothing! That's nothing! Oh, fuck! Ah! Fuck you!
No mess. Let us see how you handle this.
Okay. This one... Ah! Is our friend. Something tells me... this one. Nope. This one's our friend. And this one's our friend. Yes! Your comrades are assembled together at last. Yet still there remains one trial you must pass. If you would glean the knowledge enshrined in this earth, I would first take the measure of your worth. So, you want to fight? You could just call Geralt and win the game. It doesn't work like that! One worthy of she who the... I didn't get to read that. Alright! The way is open, and thus I can see defeat. It's not over.
Twould seem the magics have returned us. How polite. Now, what have we learned?
Ah, we were bound to run into a living statue eventually. And now we can open the door.
Really? Really?
He who would disturb a hero's deserved slumber.
What is that? Some sort of crypt.
A tomb, just as I thought. Befitting a hero.
She is Vis. Could it be the Archmage Tiuna? A legendary hero of Ronka, as you surmised. The tales tell of how she smote entire armies with a single incantation, so potent was her spellcraft. Though she ever fought in the name of peace.
I thought them no more than tales. To think she really existed.
But this doesn't help us
well,
at all.
I, for one, always believed.
Y'shtola, what do you see?
By the light of fallen stars, great power awakens.
Tiuna was not only a master of spellcraft. It is said she could see truths long lost and hear the voices of men's hearts.
Naught less than the echo. In which case, none of this is mere coincidence. A shower of stars setting the sky aflame. And in both this world and the Source, we find individuals within whom a mysterious power awakened at the sight. We can never unpick the why of it. Now, however, I believe we might.
Well, fill me in, because I'm completely lost.
Does the scene depicted here not resemble the one we saw when we first ventured into the Katana Ravel? Moreover, does it not recall that which Emmett Selk invited us to witness in Amarot?
Destruction of worlds?
The final days. If, as the XIV's research suggests, soul and mind share a fragile yet profound bond, might it not be possible for an event to leave such a deep imprint upon the soul that it could be perceived eons later, given a suitable trigger? The echo defies explanation by conventional etherological theory, or shall we say modern etherological theory. But if it is a power that once belonged to the ancients, to souls yet undivided, would seem I have entered the realm of pure speculation, and I call myself a scholar. I shall refrain from making any further wild claims until such time as I have evidence. Still, I cannot choose but be reminded of our experience in Amarot.
Then you must recall Emmett Selk's dying request.
Remember us.
History is learned, not lived. We have always protected the Tales of Ronka, just as we have protected this place. But we are mindful of what our mothers taught us. We see the past through our own eyes, and speak of it with our own words. Thus do we come to understand it in our own way. But this is not the same as remembering.
Your mothers were wise. Though we witnessed the final days, our impressions cannot fail to be colored by our own experiences and expectations. Those who lived through it would have perceived the event quite differently. We must bear in mind that it is no simple matter to keep the truth alive, or it will die with Emmett Selk and his kin. But we have disturbed Tuna long enough. Fanau will serve similarly well as a venue for our contemplations.
By your pensive expression, I take it the tomb has given you much to think about. That is well. In time, the knowledge you have gleaned will lead to understanding, and thus arm you for what is to come. Before you leave, however, I would speak again of the teachings of our forebears, of histories learned, not lived. The legend of Tiuna and her exploits have been told countless times over the centuries, yet, as it is handed from one generation to the next, the story changes. With each telling of the tale, there are new flourishes, details changed or lost. We can never truly know how she lived, for we were not there to see it. But we are here now to bear witness to your life. We have seen the change you have wrought, the echoes that will endure long after you are gone. And though it too will change in time, I swear to you, we shall do our best to preserve your story. I hope you'll forgive me if I don't make an oath of my own, but I think it goes without saying we could never misspeak of your heroism. Perish the thought! So long as we are here, there are none among the V's who will not know of all you have done for Novrant. We are not deserving of such reverence, but we are grateful all the same. You can be certain we will have our own tales to tell of the great guardians of Praktika and the ruins of Ronka. I pray you safe travels, then. As ever, we shall await your return with open arms. By all rights, you should be departing for the Crystarium, but Y'shtola does not seem ready to return. Although we learned naught of the Aspians, the insight we gained into the Echo made our trip worthwhile. Before we return to the Crystarium, however, there is a small matter I will attend to in Slitherbow. Might I trouble you to come with me? Thank you. After we arrive, we should have a brief word with Runar. Yami, it is good to see you. You arrived at a most opportune time. I was preparing a pot of my famous stew. Come, I will ready a place for you. I'm sorry, Runar, but we haven't the... Please, I insist. It will take only a minute. My apologies, Yami. It seems our return to the Crystarium will be delayed. Perhaps only for a bit, if you assist me with my work. I say work, but it is rather more a chore. I must clean my chambers here in Slitherborough from top to bottom. If you will be so kind as to go and fetch the broom from Asgir, we might finish before Runar is done cooking. Oh, that's a disciple of the land inquest. A broom for Master Tomoya. I cannot imagine why she would have need of such a thing, but here you are. It is old but sturdy and sure to suffice. I am getting messages on Discord. Okay. One broom. Well worn. Good. This would prove difficult otherwise. Though I must say, I think I did rather well for not having a broom thus far. Yes, well, you weren't buried beneath a veritable avalanche of books when you entered, were you? Right. Anyway, it is time I finished cleaning with the help of that broom. You didn't honestly think I'd do it the old-fashioned way. That broom is more than capable of sweeping by itself, or rather, it will be. Time to rise to swish and sweep. A tidy chamber you must keep. To this task you shall be bound, until no dust is to be found. In this one particular respect, I have no objections to following in Master Tomoya's footsteps. In future, I may need you to remind me the pursuit of knowledge does not preclude other equally important duties, such as maintaining clean quarters for said pursuit. I will dearly miss this place, these people. Master Tomoya, pardon the interruption, but the stew is ready. Is something troubling you? You've been rather quiet. No, everything is fine, I assure you. It has been a long day, is all. I see. Y'shtola! Thank goodness you're still here. you know? I thought you were following Oddbud. I was, though I'm sad to say I lost track of him shortly after entering these woods. He seems determined to traverse every elm of Novrant in his quest to spread the truth for the Warriors of Light and the Flood. And it seems news of your address at the Castellarium precedes him at every destination, making his task all the more simple. It remains to be seen to what end he encourages the people to become Warriors of Light themselves. But there is no denying that his words have struck a chord with many. Well, we're all agreed that this is just another Ascian ploy, yes? They've commandeered corpses before and to no good end. I see no reason to think this time is any different, especially when it's that of a fallen Warrior of Light. I doubt we'll learn more if we remain a step behind. His next destination is, in all likelihood, Slitherbow. Alice, are you certain you should be here? If you're concerned about Halric and the others, you needn't be. Their treatment is going well, but progress is slow and exhausting for all of us. The best thing I could do now is let them rest. So I believe we were about to discuss how to arrange a meeting with our would-be Warrior of Light. Before visiting any towns or villages, Oddbud would hunt down and slay a nearby Sin Eater to earn the locals' trust. Our best chance of getting ahead of him is to find one before he does. Thankfully, Thancred and Reen are returned from the empty and have taken up the search. Reen believeth one may lurk beneath the boughs of Woven Oath. Then that is where we will start our search. Master Matoya. A warm bowl of stew will be awaiting your return. I look forward to it. And with that, I think I'm going to actually call the live stream quits for today. Because I actually have some things that need to be taken care of today. I'm actually heading over to my buddies for a couple of days, so we will continue this tomorrow. So, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the live stream, please leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to check out Mother Roy's Nino page or click a link in the description below to help her achieve her dream of being Magaka Believe too. You won't be disappointed. And as always, it's your host, Mario Shadow, the Time Lord of Gaming, saying along Z, and I'll see you for the next adventure. Goodbye, everyone!